It's been going so fast we haven't really had a minute to even document this. So we're going to show you what's going on right now. Blake's over here cleaning up some tubes on our new Ameribraid sander. Like, how clutch has this thing been, dude? It saves you a lot of wrist action, huh? Cleaning up tubes.
Oh yeah.
But let's pan over to this beauty. Yeah. All right, let's keep it PG. So here is what we got going so far. Bulkhead fixture going together, shock towers. We got the engine mid plate in, and pretty much from the floor up to the mid level of the chassis is all in place. And probably about half welded so far, but now we're moving on to the rear today, and we're getting the back half set up. All the fixturing is in place and it's ready to go down. So there's our first little update on the chassis build, and we'll be back later for some more updates.
Aha.
Oh man, I haven't shaved yet. Hold on, watch out.
Dude, neither have I, dude. Look at this.
Oh, look at this. Oh, you are looking fuzzy. Look at you.
How do I flip it around?
You've been working too
there
hard.
we go.
Little fuzzy guy.
All right. Hey, you were gone all weekend, dude. You were doing your thing up in Big Bear.
I was just big bearing it up, man. I came back. I was gone for like 32 minutes, and I come back to
So,
blink, dude.
yeah. Progress in this is like 3.5 days of progress from figuring all this stuff out. So Kevin made it super simple with our drawings here. All the stuff that you've seen on the computer. So this is our pole 1 with all our tubes that were labeled by Precision Tube Laser, which made this in a pile of like over 100 and something.
300 something pieces, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, and then here's our floor layout, which you can see obviously we laid out. And then this was our pole 2 for our tubes. This is our floor section with our pivot boxes and the start of the back of the tunnel. Sorry, let me get that in focus for you guys. And then this was our pole 3 to kind of start doing the mid-rail stuff and the door bars. And then this is all of our fixturing pictures, and then another fixturing picture. So basically we have everything documented and staged for each process here that we're going to put into a folder. And I'm sure our hands are going to totally ruin these, but it's
Part of the job,
it's
right?
part of the job.
What do you think about this, dude? You think it was gonna come together this quick?
No. Did you?
I didn't either.
No, neither did I. That's why we've been addicted and just like crush. There's some things we're not sure how we're going to get apart, but we'll figure it out when we get to it, once we got to pull this thing off the table. However, I think it's only one piece, and I think it's only this guy.
You're right. Have to cut a little bit to get it out, just because I overlooked a little design on that. But
Hey, do you know what? If that's the only thing we got to worry about,
not too, we'll be all right.
yeah. So basically, day 1, we got all the floor in, prepped up. We got our spread for our bulkhead. Kevin's going to start welding on the bulkhead to where we can get the bulkhead in there. There's a lot of welding to be done on that still. We got the bypass mount with this big old flying pterodactyl plate work up here, which is next level.
That's the heart of the truck, man.
It's so sick. This stuff is beefy, and it's like all 3/16s, 4130 with like 1/8 inch gussets internally structured to where if I break this, we might be dead.
No.
We won't. Yeah, we might wish we were dead. But, moving back on to some of the other cool attributes that Kevin put into this. Obviously the floor, everything laid in there super tight and super right. Everything is located to where there was no guesswork, and all the junctions fit so badass. There were a couple sharp edges that we had to barely knock down with the sander, but other than that, no big deal. So we started with building this whole front structure, and then all the floor, and then we came up with this middle section. The middle section was super easy because, once again, Kevin, with his ingenuity, labeled each tube 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so forth for the top rails. So this whole middle section is very easily identifiable on where it goes, even though we don't have to really put it back together entirely from the beginning. Putting it together for the first time was super easy. All of our roof tubes are going to be pointing forward. All the roof stuff has arrows pointing forward and other markings and identifiers with where everything's pointing forward with arrows, where we know that that whole section of tube in these boxes for our fixture table is organized and very cleanly done.
Yeah, there's no guesswork involved. It's like what plate goes where or what tube goes where. So that takes a lot of time and figuring things out of the equation. So we can just keep jamming on it.
Absolutely. So here's our next pull. This is our fourth pull. We have the color of the tubes all labeled with the tube identifications on them, and then some pictures of the layout. We'll probably move back to the front half once the bulkhead's in. Until then, we're going to keep jamming on this whole rear section right here, which is what we're doing today on like day 4. Realistically, day 3.5, day 4, but we've had a few people over here helping and crushing, and it's kind of been sporadic what time we start, what time we stop. Usually we're stopping at about like either midnight or like 10 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's just like, it's addicting. It's like, okay, well, this is next, let's do this, let's do that. And
once you get in the groove, it's hard to like get out of it. You just want to keep going and keep laying tubes.
It seriously is.
It's super exciting to see everything come together with this much like haste.
Yes. And coming together so well.
And and such precision.
Yeah.
Fitment too.
Precision Tube Laser, again, out of Vegas. They did a phenomenal job with this. All the material came from Industrial Metal Supply. Shout out to those guys for their support on this build. And pretty much, I think our next update, we're gonna have the back of this chassis fit and finished, at least tack welded up, and then the bulkhead.
Do a little teaser.
Oh man, but we don't have the.
Oh, you took that tube out.
I took that tube out, but we can do it. Yeah.
We went through Cal West Manufacturing, LSK, to do our rolled tubes for the roof.
So
Set up the bender and roller all in one CNC. And it might be kind of hard to see right now, but this thing fits just perfectly to the design. There's no air at all. So
that's where that tube's going.
Super pumped on that one. It takes a lot of stress and anxiety out of wondering how it's going to fit. This is a big
yeah.
piece that was kind of up in the air.
It's heavy too. 2-inch 120.
Nailed it first shot and freaking stoked on it.
That they did. We'll do a couple other little updates real quick while we got you guys on the cam. This is the bulkhead. This is where the Howe 2 3/4 rack and pinion's gonna bolt up to. There's bosses internally to make sure that this spread stays appropriate and that they don't crush the plate work, and it's just nice and rigid. There's going to be a nice big back plate that comes off of this. Those other tubes I showed you earlier before that slide in and out in the center section are going to weld up to this, and then there's going to be plate work that goes all the way back to where the mid plate is, that tuck up under here. So this whole thing will have, this whole front structure will have a big plate that ties all this in and together, which is a vital part of the chassis. This front structure where the bulkhead attaches to the chassis, time and time again, you'll see on different buggies, trucks, all that good stuff. You'll see that area of fatigue, and that's one thing we stressed on. I do not want to have to ever fix or tie into stuff like that, right?
Right. Yeah, that's definitely a major strength zone, structural zone of the truck. So we're doing it right. We're doing it strong.
Yes, we are. Here's the front J arms. These things are beautiful. They have internal plate work that all keys in there. You can see kind of the start of those. Those are going to have a whole bunch of different gussets, and it's a pretty gnarly contraption how this thing sets off to the side to accommodate the 4-inch bypass in the front with a 3/0 coilover. This is going to be the coilover cross member that's going to locate in the chassis, so we can remove this for the motor to come in and out easy. Bow, little Shreddy action right there. And then these are the brackets that will slide up in here. Boom. Yep.
Picks it up on 3 points and
Yeah.
really strengthens the whole front of the truck together too.
Yes.
Big gusset.
Big gusset.
Should be pretty beefy. Set up to do some big jumps. Big
Yeah.
bumps, 24 inches of travel.
Yes. Moving along, we still have a ton of parts and pieces and plate work all up in here. We've been going full kill. Shit out the way. This is all of our lower arms, 3/16 with some 3/16 internal lacing, as well as 1/8 inch. These are going to be some big mamba jambas. This is what the bulkhead
Number 2
looks like pre-assembly. Number 2 with all those parts and pieces, and the flying pterodactyl. Number 2.
Number 2.
We've been using these garage fab tables to kind of bench weld a bunch of stuff. Those boys hooked us up with a couple tables, and they've came in handy for sure.
Zinc pivots, bump mounts, upper arm mounts for the second chassis already assembled and ready to go.
TT2's also taking shape nicely. We're kind of doing them in pairs with all the bench welding stuff, which is nice, to where number 2 will kind of fly together.
That's the plan.
Hopefully, you know. So far, so good. These are these gussets in the rear. Those are the rear gussets that'll go right behind the bump stop. We got Darby's truck in the house too. What?
This one too.
Oh man,
Shock towers for the rear. Yeah. There, oh god.
whole bunch of
They're full overlay so you can kind of see
beautiful.
the rear shock tower.
So
overlay, bypass.
we're gonna have a 3/0 coilover and a 4.5 King Kongs. King Kongs. Ooh, it ain't time yet, but when Beer 30 comes around, we're gonna be getting after some of these Piston Pete's trophy trucks. Those ones are my favorite. However, Piston Pete's coming through. Much love, much love. Darby's truck's looking sick. This is also a Quixotic build. Sick. The shop, we haven't really done too much of a shop tour here, but we have parts and pieces all over the place. And we got Cole's Chevrolet that is a corrosive build. C10 Life, looking sick. And then we got Garrett's I-beam Ranger with Quixotic beams and a bunch of other badass parts with his J-beams on there. You sold a lot of these bad boys.
A couple, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Picking up.
So we don't have too many tubes left. Oh god. We have so many tubes. just a good couple tubes. So again, this is what makes it easy right here. I don't know if it's focusing in on that, but TTSB 23. It's 1 3/4, 120 wall. And how we know that is because of the labeling. So we're gonna get back to cleaning these tubes up and fitting the back of this chassis together. Yeah, it's Monday, and
Happy Monday.
I'm stoked.
Crushing.
Hopefully you guys like this update. We'll try to keep these going at least once a week. Like, comment, subscribe, your thoughts on this Madman's chassis, and us just piecing this bad boy together here at the Shark Den.
Yeah! Alright, bro. Let's get back to work.
We're plugging away. Again, thank you to all the partners that are helping support this. On Instagram, you can find them in the list of people that support this dream that we are turning into reality. And yeah, we got a bunch of new gear on Shreddy Life's website too. Check it out. Hats, socks, shirts, underwear, beanies.
He's back Christmas shopping in.
RC cars, bodies, Megalodon bodies, you name it. Heat waves. Keep yourself safe. I'm gonna get back to sanding. Later.